the Ortega Highway from Orange County to go check out, I believe it's called Diana Bike Park. It's the bike park that Corona got this past spring. Still haven't had a chance to make it out there, so I'm actually returning a moto that Don Maeda let me borrow for Day in the Dirt. And so I figure what better opportunity to go check out this bike park as well. He's also mentioned that he's had a bit of a wall up for hitting some of the steeper jumps, so hopefully we can kind of coach him over some of the jumps today. Kind of hilarious because he's so good on a dirt bike. He sends 100-foot jumps on dirt bikes, and it's funny to hear when somebody is scared to hit a steep jump on a mountain bike that's maybe 5 or 10 feet. So either way, we're gonna help him hopefully get over his fear of hitting some steeper jumps on flat pedals. So we're gonna go meet him out there and go check out this bike park as well. Okay, here we are. This place is cool. So we got pump track, a couple jump lines.
So like that one right there, the gap between the takeoff and the downside is like 3 feet.
Yeah.
Sketchy.
Oh, we'll get you over it. All right, I'm gonna just roll through this line. Cool, we got a sick Velo Solutions track. Oh, but you haven't been out here then?
No, I came and watched on my way home.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's perfect. It's what, Thursday morning? Wednesday?
Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning.
How much air did you put in your tires?
50.
So when I just entered this and came through that, it felt like I was going to catch air on accident. You just soak it up so you don't catch air?
Yeah, so I mean, I think like the goal for the pump track for sure is to like keep the tires on the ground as much as you can. And if it feels like you're gonna get bounced trying to keep them on the ground, that's when you can go for like a double. So like something, you know, like this, if you're carrying a lot of speed in and you have the speed to clear this, like I would say try and jump it.
What keeps your feet from flying off flat pedals?
A lot of it is like in your ankle mobility. So like when you're pumping down, you're dropping your heels down. When you're coming to pump up, you kind of lift your heels up.
Really?
And it's the same with like popping. Like as you're popping, you're kind of driving the bike down, heels down. And as you go to pop, you're almost like lifting. When I was coaching last time, people were saying like standing on your tippy toes. It's like you're popping and almost kind of like as if you're like trying to look over the fence, like standing on your tippy toes.
As opposed to jumping flat-footed and pulling up with your clips.
Yeah, as opposed to like on clips, obviously you can just do like the ooh. Yeah. Which you can kind of cheat it on flats, but ideally you want to go like scoop sort of down and do a bit of like a J. It's called like a J hop, I guess, like a J bunny hop, where it's like front wheel comes up first, rear wheel comes up second, and then ideally you land flat.
Are you saying J because I'm Jap?
Exactly.
You're pushing it with your arms too, right?
Yeah, like arms and then legs. Arms first, legs after. Oh yeah, so pump tracks are definitely one of the most tiring, but awesome places to develop bike skills. So cool to see many more pump tracks popping up all over. And man, they're a workout. You do 2 laps on this thing and you feel like you're gonna collapse.
I felt like I was gonna go right here.
Go over the turn. Yeah, these corners, like they have so much support, you can like really lean into them.
Where should my feet be on the pedals? Ball of my feet?
Yeah, pretty much like ball. I like to go maybe like slightly behind the ball of my foot. So like if like ball of the foot's like right here, right?
Yeah.
I'll just like scoot my foot forward just a tiny bit. But too, that's like a bit personal preference. Like the more you ride on your toes, kind of the more leverage your ankle has and the more like calf you're gonna engage. Obviously if you're here, like in the center, you just don't have much room to like move your ankles. So like somewhere kind of in between, ball of the foot's pretty good.
Dude, I'm looking at that first gap on the beginner line and it just looks so horrifying.
Oh, you got the first gap for sure on the intermediate line. Because it's a tabletop essentially. It's not even a gap.
Yeah, with no shock though.
But what is the body movement like? So I know you said do the thing with your feet, like. So if I did that, is the bike gonna automatically go like this, or do I have to lean forward in the air?
It should kind of like level out on you. I think the main thing is just like getting, like as you're coming into it and you're hitting kind of like the base of the transition, is you're like pressing into it and then you're standing up tall. Like I think you start to see people that get like really bucked when they go like back seat, and then like all their weight is loaded in the back, and as soon as they hit that jump, that weight has nowhere to go but forward, and then they're already so back seat they can't get further back. So then you end up with like that endo effect. Versus like if you're a little too far over the front, then you end up kind of front wheel high. So you want to stay like fairly like center and low over the bike.
Because like I have some like totally improper mountain bike jumping things that I do, but it works for me. Like if I'm gonna case something, I'll go and pin my legs higher and pull the rear end up.
Oh, okay, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And almost land with my legs bent, but just so I don't have that.
You know? That like impact. Yeah, for me, like if I feel like I'm gonna case, I'll do the opposite. I'll like extend my legs to get like as much travel as I can through my body. And even like that jump, like you can totally hit it to the top first time just to feel it out.
To land on top.
Yeah, like you'll be, even on these bikes, you'll be fine.
Me, I'm thinking, oh dude, it's gonna be such a hard landing because like there's no shocks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm worried about.
But look at the suspension we have here.
Yeah.
That's like 3 foot of suspension right here.
That's what I'm saying.
Chase him down. You like for this corner, you're kind of getting up high at the end. Right now you're like entering really low and kind of coming up high. So almost aim to be like, enter almost sort of middle. And then I aim to be like a foot below this red line the whole time. Like right in here. Too, like that's where you get like more of the support from the berm. Like the further up you go on it, the more bank it has. Versus if you're lower down, it's not quite as banked. So like, yeah, with like all these berms, I try and ride like a fairly sort of middle line. Like kind of a foot below this red line maybe.
So I exited it too high, huh?
I think you came in low and then it put you kind of high and it kind of killed your speed a bit. Yeah, like watch just like my line through the corners, like where my tires are at. Oh, there's so many.
So buttery, dude.
There's just so many bike skills you can learn on a pump track.
Yeah.
It's pretty insane. And like if you think about like a mountain bike trail, like you're always, for the most part, if you're not pedaling and you're riding down, there's always stuff to like pump or carry speed on, or sometimes it's more effective to pump something instead of pedal.
So just watching right now, I told him, I go, dude, his body's not moving. Are you like pumping most of your ankles? And because when I'm doing it, I feel like I look all stupid.
I feel like I'm going,
You know?
I think it's almost like trying to keep your head from going up and down a lot.
Okay.
So it's like your arms and legs are coming up to keep like your head from traveling the least amount. Because I feel if you get like more movement through your arms and your legs, there's just like more inertia to push into, right? It's like the more you can lift up, the more you can generate speed down.
Yeah. So on the up, you're absorbing and then you're pushing down.
Yeah, on the up, you're almost trying to get like light. Like think about almost like on the upslope, you're like riding over like thin ice and you're trying to stay like light coming up. And then you're driving down and you're almost trying to like put an imprint into the ground.
And are you pushing down arms and legs at the same time? And at what point in the crest?
It's kind of like your arms are gonna go first, obviously, because like they're gonna get to it first. So like you're coming here, arms are lifting, and right as you start to crest over, your arms start to push down, and then your legs follow.
You want to get the downs.
Yeah, and it's like you should be pushing down, not like this. It should be like slow push up until the next roller, and then you're lifting.
Down on the other side with my arms yet? Because in my mind, I'm gonna go.
I think you're probably doing more than you're giving yourself credit for. Like you are pumping.
Really?
Yeah. Like if you're not pumping, you're having to pedal through this track. It's like you guys are both pumping for sure.
All right, should we go end our lives?
No, we'll be good. Start small.
There is no small. That's the problem.
We'll start medium. Start here, roll in, don't pump.
Oh, downside.
Here, I'll show you. I think you're just not popping.
I'm scared.
So see, you're getting a good pump in. But then see where there's not really like a pop happening right here? So like right here is where like you should be getting like your arms and your legs down low.
Preloading, okay.
Preloading, and then you're preloading all the way through here, and then right as your wheel's leaving the top, that's when you start to kind of push off against it with your arms, and then your legs will follow.
So I'm thinking so much about what my heels and toes are doing.
Okay, got it. Yeah, yeah.
So,
Like for yours.
You got your front wheel all the way over here.
So see here, like you're already popping like
extended,
there.
yeah.
You're already extended there. So that extension should be happening right at the top.
there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like that's where you're like kind of
That's why
missing
I
your
got
pop.
bumped a little, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so see like here you're extended, and then the front wheel's kind of just falling off, and then the rear wheel
Stay into the compression until
a little bit longer, yeah. That's like a super common thing that people do when they're like learning to pop. Is that like they're popping really early.
I've seen it on a bunch of videos and I still do it.
Nice. Your pop was way better that time. It was still like
Early.
nice. There we go.
Good, Don.
It's still like a fraction of a second early.
Okay.
Like the smallest little adjustment. You went from like at the bottom of your extending to now it's like almost maybe halfway up it. So just like a tiny bit later is when like your actual pop should happen.
Ooh.
So yeah, I think your speed's definitely starting to come up now, but see how there's still not much like pop through your arms and your legs? Like there's a little bit of a motion there, like a little bit right there. You can see it start to go. Try and get even more preload, so like try and get lower coming in. Okay. And then here, yeah, really try and like stand up tall.
Okay.
As you're getting to the top of the lip.
There you go.
Nice.
Again, early.
A tad early. See, it's like you pop there, and then like
there's nowhere, yeah. All the energy's gone.
Yeah, and then the hips kind of start to like creep forward again too, and like the legs almost compress again. So like the legs are tall there, and then they compress like the slightest little bit.
I gotta stay standing.
Yeah, so just like stay standing a little bit taller. Like you're jumping it totally fine, but just to get that little extra oomph and to like really feel like you're getting a good pop. I mean, you're pretty much clearing the jump. You're like right there.
Keep my legs.
And you're getting a good arc. You're not getting kicked. Like you're staying loose in the air. Like you're doing pretty much everything right. It just like that pop's just like a tiny bit early. Oh yeah, you're definitely preloading now. See if it holds me. Space.
Does it have object avoidance, like trees and shit?
Mm-hmm.
The thing limiting me is I'm not skilled enough to go fast enough into it.
Yeah.
Like to pump and stuff. Like I feel like if I had a longer run in, I would do that jump to the downside easy.
Yeah, yeah. You're doing the right things. It is a hard speed or a hard jump to get speed for.
But
it's like if the jump was this much shorter with the run in you have,
yeah,
it would be like no problem.
Yeah.
Because you're like this short.
That sound, dude. I hate it. But dude, I can't believe the level of comfort I have with my feet now on the pegs.
Yeah.
Or
on the pedals. Yeah.
It's not as scary to me because the first couple times I was like riding, I was just thinking about my feet like this and that, and in the air I was mechanically going.
So what? I think my GoPro cut off, so maybe we'll just get one more ender. So like, what did you?
It was better than I thought, but more disappointing than I had hoped because I didn't even get the first jump. But the level of comfort and the fundamentals of it that you taught me is more than I thought. You know,
Yeah.
I thought I would come here and do all the jumps all out of control and then come back with clips when no one was looking and be good. But you got me talked into it. I'm gonna go get flats for my mountain bike, try to get better.
Yeah.
It was very humbling experience.
Yeah.
But we didn't crash, and I was very nervous coming into it, and we're still in one piece. So
Yeah.
And I felt like on the pump track is when Brock Tickle does the worm on the ground. I felt really goofy, but it's very humbling for sure.
Yeah, that's how I feel on a dirt bike when I ride with this guy. Just he's like, I'm like, yeah, I know what to do. You just hold the throttle on. But like, there's a thing in my brain like, nope, don't hold the throttle on. It's scary. It's like for this, it's like if you commit to doing the right thing, it's like you get over it and you jump right.
Yeah.
It's a matter of like connecting it all and like committing to it. I think a lot of people when they jump, they get like backseat and scared, and that's when they start to get kicked. And they're like, oh, I'm scared of jumping.
Yeah.
Like I get bucked every time I jump.
Like that jump, the first jump. I'm not scared of it. I know I can clear it, but I need to learn how to go faster into it. And I lack the skill to pump and get there. But I'll tell you what, the first time I clear it and downside it, that thing's getting ghost ridden. It's gonna be like I won a Supercross.
It's like when you land a jump on a moan, you just give it the throttle.
Yeah. I'm gonna step off.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, Luca.
Yeah.